Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Odin here on this fine Sunday evening. It is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all you awesome fathers who take it very seriously. Who take very seriously this most noble of charges that you've received, which is being a father. So, happy Father's Day to y'all. It's been, to be quite honest, it's been like one of the worst Father's Days, maybe the worst I've ever had. But if anybody's watched any of my videos, you know it's because my children are geographically far away from me, and I'm working to get closer to them. But as it stands, you know, it's not ideal. So it was kind of rough. But as the day wore on, I got out of the initial mopey spell and went and enjoyed a dinner by myself to celebrate Father's Day. At an Indian restaurant, one of my favorites, Mango Tree. I can't remember the dish I got. Usually I get tarka dal or a vindaloo or just the regular curry, but tried something new. I can't remember the name. It was really, really good though, whatever it was. And then I was laughing. They were playing Indian food, Indian pop music, and it cracked me up because it had auto tune. I don't know why it was so funny to me. It's still funny to me, partially because it's the delivery of the language and the singing is very with auto tune was very funny to me. No disrespect to Indian pop artists, meant. I mean, your music is funny. So the food was phenomenal. The music was comical. Enjoyed that. I'm still full from it. And that put me in a better mood. I also talked to two of my daughters. And that helped too. And then, and enjoying a Boilermaker. It's been a little bit. Usually on these videos I have whiskey on the rocks, but I felt like it was a Boilermaker kind of night. So anywho, let's see what's going on. Working on a new page for Unconditional Shove Volume 2 that I've been just kind of poking at when I find time because I'm very busy lately. And this page is like very normal stuff. It's like a nice, beautiful neighborhood. And it's a dream sequence, but like, I guess I can't give too much away, but the previous page that preceded it is this one, and that I showed last time. But there you can see the beginning of this dream sequence. This nice little neighborhood. And I started on panel 3. I wasn't finished with panel 2, but that's all right. You don't have to finish. Yeah, I can do it in any order I want. So anyway, I've been picking at that. One of the things that's holding up me moving closer to my kids, which is, like I said, it made today, not gonna lie, made today really rough. But anyway, enough about that. But one of the things that's holding that up is making sure that Shove Volume 1 is done and fulfilled before I move. And we're so very close. I know I said that. I say that every week. We are very close. But like there was like a hiccup, an issue with some files, and we got it all sorted out, but it kind of slowed some things down, and it is what it is. But excited for it to go to print here very soon. We just have to like sit down, James and I, once again take a final walkthrough through all the lettering, all of the art, all of everything, and then get the files ready for pre-press and go from there. Let's see what else. Last video I talked about Lion Mills Studios that I met or found, through this community of sorts, and found out that he lives in Spokane, and so that was really cool. Plus, I really like what he's creating. I think his book looks pretty damn cool. So, all traditional, He's using multimedia, I think watercolor for the color. It's really good stuff. So check out his YouTube channel. He does a lot of shorts now. I think he's playing the algorithm game, which is smart. Something that I don't do because I'm a fucking moron. But his shorts are great. They give little highlights. He shows some process and get you excited for his book. So, which looks awesome. But anyway, talk to him a bit, and we're gonna meet and grab a beer together and hang out and talk comics and talk shop and all this good stuff. So that should be fun. I mean, maybe it won't be, but I'm sure it will be. He seems cool. Let's see what else going on. Oh, Unconditional Shove, Volume 2, Volume 1. Okay, I talked about that. Kill Them Dead. That is what has been occupying a lot of my attention lately. What is nice, we had the Kickstarter sign up. Some people hate Kickstarter. Fair enough. We do have signups now on Indiegogo, so whatever feels like a nice, warm, comforting blanket to you, go to that site and sign up. The nice thing about Indiegogo's sign-up pages is you can explain more. You can have a little more imagery. I think a lot of people went to the Kickstarter one and went, what the fuck is this? Fair enough, man. Indiegogo, we were able to explain it more. So Kill Them Dead is a psychedelic rock opera blacklight book. And what that means is all of the pages are going to be colored in such a way and going to be printed in such a way as closely as possible we can replicate blacklight posters and have it UV reactive. That is what the book will be. But the book's going to be 12 by 12-ish because it's going to be sandwiched by 2 vinyl records. They're in an 80-plus page book with 80-plus minutes of music on 2 vinyl records, all printed in black light. And those records, which is what's been occupying a lot of my attention lately, are going to be filled with glorious, extreme, in-your-face, and epic power metal rock opera music. I'm working... well, James and I are, but I've been working very closely with Jacob Lizette. I don't know how you pronounce his last name. And forgive me, Jacob. No disrespect. Like, the guy is phenomenal at composing music, amazing guitar player, and he's doing all the instrumentation and composition and sending me these tracks, and then all I have to do is write lyrics, come up with melodies, and record them, which is exciting for me because it's been a while since I was in a studio with headphones into a condenser mic just recording music, and it's going to feel like home. And I'm very excited because there's a lot of people who were fans of my music and fans of me that way, and they're like, oh, it's cool, you're making comic books now, like I miss when you made music. Well, now they're going to have an opportunity to get new Odin vocal music with some amazing music behind it. So I've already got several tracks from Jacob and working out the melodies and the song structures. And then I have my studio time booked at the end of the month, so I'm going to go ahead and lay down some tracks. It's very exciting, and it's going to be fun. Like, the other thing is that the music is so married and intertwined with the story that they're meant to be integrated as much as possible. Like, you can listen to the album and the mood and the storytelling is connected to the music and the mood created by it. So, and lyrically, it's going to tell you the same story. But the book is not a normal comic book. It is a page of the story and then a page of images. You flip the page. You got more prose, more images, There's no word bubbles, but it's also like so integrated with this music, it's meant to be played with the music to where we'll even have cues like, hey, flip the record, like. But all printed in black light. The music's extremely, it's like heavy power metal. Line to line, I mean, it's like Iron Maiden, Manowar, Iced Earth, Blind Guardian, you name it, whatever progressive power metal. To me, the one that I always think about is Manowar, because they're one of my favorites, but also that's a lot of the heaviness is there. And the vocals, I'm excited to deliver those. So that's Kill Them Dead, and we're definitely going to have economy versions, but we're going to have some that are like some tiers that are like, this is the extreme. Fucking, you want this one on your shelf. You want this beautiful presentation. And it's going to be a little more, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be so fucking awesome. I'm very excited about this. And the thing is, I'm not doing the artwork. We have this amazing art team of, gosh, I can never remember his last name either. Dimitri, phenomenal pencilist. He's also working on another book called Avalon, and but his page layouts, everything's looking beautiful. And then he sends those off to Skunk Artworks, the amazingly talented Skunk Artworks, who is painting to be printed for blacklight these amazing pages, and they're turning out awesome. And on that note, really quick, the very lovely soul Michael Bancroft has shouted Kill Them Dead out twice on his show now that I know of. Which we greatly appreciate, because he does have he has a bigger audience than we do, and but he's kind of shouting it from the rooftops, like, why is no one paying attention to this? It looks great. Mainly because he is a huge fan of Skunk Artworks, as I am as well, as many people are, and his artwork is really singing on this project. So thank you, Mr. Bancroft. He's been kind enough. Like, James and I have both been on his show before, separately, but like, just in an overall sense, he has done a lot of work to build his channel up to where it is now, but he's also given back. And to that, it's a big thank you. You've always been a cool cat, and shown the appreciation for small up and coming creators, and doing a phenomenal job. He's had lots of guests on there, lots of people come through his show, and he's worked very hard to build an audience. So yeah, he's done everything right, and we're all excited for Lucent number 2. But also very appreciative. The shout out means a lot, because, like I said, you have a bigger audience, and so, but that's Kill Them Dead, and we're all extremely excited about it. We want lots more signups. Like, it's been kind of slow going, especially when we just had it on Kickstarter, because some people avoid Kickstarter. I get it. No, I don't get it, actually, but speaking of which, there's been, I don't know if I can articulate this very well, and I don't know that I have to, or that it even matters, but there's been a lot of hullabaloo and weirdness and chatter and battle lines being drawn in the sand amongst what we know of as the CG community, Comicsgate. I think it's sad. That's all. I think it's sad. It's sad because at the end of the day, all anyone's trying to do is make cool comics, make cool products, comics, etc., whatever you're making, and throw it out there and hope that you reach an audience, and hope that audience receives it well, and wants more. At the end of the day, that is what we're doing. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, how you go about doing that, you find communities, whatever you want to call them, of people that you think would appreciate what you're putting out. And that's it. That's all it is. So when it becomes more than that, and it does to its benefit and detriment, because it's kind of like early punk scenes, and it just felt like you were part of something great, or metal scenes or whatever. And I've been part of that, where you felt like you were taking over the world and you were taking down the man, and and you're really making a difference, and you are. Like, you're putting everything on notice because the underground is so buzzing. And what ends up happening is it buzzes, it boils over, it fractures and disseminates into factions or whatever. It just kind of does what it does. But everyone who was part of that original buzz, and I don't even feel like I was part of that original, but like, I feel like a Johnny come lately in a lot of ways. But that said, like, you can either roll with the change or cling to an ideal. Clinging to an ideal, it doesn't always work very well. Now, I know for me personally, like, I'm not a joiner. I never have been. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It's very hard for me to jump on into a group or a collective and become a card-carrying member. It's not in my nature. I have a very staunch belief in individual sovereignty, and I'm very much a lone wolf personality, to my benefit and to my detriment, just like everything I'm talking about. All these things have benefits and detriments. But when we're talking about creating a product and looking for people to sell it to and hoping you can build off that, your little personality quirks like mine of not being a joiner will come back to bite you. But they will also benefit you in other ways. And every decision you make on a capitalist level is going to have its own series of, its own domino effect, its own ramifications. And all you can do, it's your job to look in the mirror and decide on what things you're going to balance and decide are more important than others. And I'll always value individual sovereignty over collective mindsets. But there is something beneficial to a collective mindset. So when it comes down to it, everything breaks down to survival. In all honesty, if you think about it, the truth is everything we do breaks down to survival. And if you're talking capitalism, if you're talking communism, if you're talking any of these things, it's somebody's attempt to try to harness survival. And survival's hard on an individual level. It's much harder. But it's also easier in some ways. I know when I got divorced, I think my phone's going to restart. I'm going to hear Hello Moto here soon. I know when I got divorced, there was like, I missed the family dynamic and also being in a relationship with a partner. You can balance some of the responsibilities, and you can also, you also have support and somebody to bounce ideas off of. And but after I got divorced, I remember like being alone and going like, yeah, now I don't have that, but I don't have somebody else making decisions that I might not agree with. I don't have the mess of someone else. Like, any mess is my own. So all I can do is blame myself. But there were so many advantages that I didn't see right away, that I saw later, which a lot of it was kind of like, just making lemonade out of lemons, I guess. But like, there is advantages to individual and there's advantages to collective. I don't know. My whole point being like, don't forget what's actually going on here. Don't get stuck in ideological groupthink. That is the danger that created the problem that created the underground answer, which is ideological groupthink ruined comics. So the underground said, let's make our own, Which the underground was already making their own, but they said, let's capitalize on them fumbling the ball. And, it creates a movement, which is great. But those things, they fracture over time. You're seeing it now. And it's nothing against anybody. Anybody who clings, anybody who's tattooed it on their forehead, anybody who's a card-carrying member, whatever you are, or anybody who's been very individualistic and just kind of been on the periphery, and that's kind of how I've been myself, which is basically like, no, I'll go through the fire with you. I'm just not getting it tattooed on my forehead, whatever the ideal is, or whatever the mark is. Because it's confining. But that's it. It was so the church I was involved with way back when, I was never a member. I never joined because I'm not a joiner. But I was involved in ministry for several years because they knew I would die for anybody. I was like 100% in. I'm just not gonna carry the tattoo, Like I'm a free man. I'm an individual. But I believed in what they were doing at the time, and then when I quit believing in it, then I was like, I'm glad I didn't get it tattooed on my fucking ass, or forehead. Now, they also had a motorcycle club associated with that. And they bugged me to no end to join. Like, join the club. And I'm like, no. And they're like, well, we'll even buy you a bike. My own motorcycle. I'm like, no. Because I'm like, then I'm beholden to the group rules and authority. And I'm too much my own to do that. I can't do that. Now, they all knew, all those guys, and that's why they kept bugging me about it, was that I would die for any of them, They were my brothers, even though I wasn't a brother in their club. They knew how I saw them, and I knew they were loyal to their club. I understood that, and I didn't hold it against them. It's not for me. And I knew that. So anyway, all that to say, like, just do your stuff. Let the chips fall where they will. Find people who are like-minded. Enjoy the company and the camaraderie of peers that are, share the same visions. But just, I don't know. And if you feel it's necessary, become a card-carrying member. Do what you got to do. But like, I won't hold it against you, but don't hold it against somebody who's very individualistic, who just isn't going to do that. Anyway, that's kind of my 2 cents. I don't know if any of that made sense. It's just my thought, like, about where things are right now. And I've just always said, like, it's nice to know groups exist. I mean, it's not a bad thing. But if you're like me and you just can't give yourself over to any group, hopefully that group doesn't just turn on you because you won't, again, tattoo it on your forehead. So, anywho, let's see what else is going on. So like I said, Kill Them Dead signups on Kickstarter or Indiegogo. case you hate Kickstarter, which I understand. Which I don't understand, actually. I don't understand it. But but I don't hold it against you. But it's either or. Go sign up. Magnificent Bastards, sign up on Indiegogo right now for issue number 2. Speaking of Skunk Artworks, a phenomenal cover that he did for James's book. And also, speaking of Skunk Artworks, this phenomenal painting that he did, which my camera will never do justice, not with this lighting, of Vidon the Beholder. This is the original. The original. Which I will have framed someday, but because I'm moving, I'm just kind of like... I'm not doing a lot of things. But that is going to be a print. Again, Unconditional Shove Volume 1. Let me just sell this really quick because we are closing down very soon. Everybody who gets in on that will get this as an art print for free. That was never in the original campaign. It was just something I commissioned Skunk. That's how we kind of got the ball rolling with working with Skunk. Was I saw his art and I was like, and he was saying commissions were open. I'm like, dude, I want to do this for every. And he backed Unconditional Shove before I ever reached out to him, which was pretty cool. He's like me. He's a backer of books. He likes buying independent books and seeing what everybody's up to, and finding cool shit. That's how I am. But so I reached out to him. I'm like, for all the backers, I just want to give this cool gift, like this art print. It's not a stretch goal. It's not anything like that. If we get no more movement on the campaign, I'm just going to pay for it. I want to show my appreciation. I want something cool to give to people. And I want to see you paint Vidon the Beholder. So he did that for me. And that started the ball rolling. But anyway, that would be your only chance, is this campaign to get that art print. But also the Coal of Atlantis story, the 6-page story that's going in the back of the book. It's not going anywhere else. It's not going to be printed anywhere else. It's for the people who back this campaign. And it's like my best work. And I was going to say, I think it's some of my best work. But I'm like, no, I think it actually is my best work. I really enjoyed doing that Coal of Atlantis story. Because for the longest time, all I wanted to do was sword and sorcery type stories. That's what I wanted. I was a Conan fan, and that's the stuff I liked. And so anyway, did the Coal of Atlantis story, much like James did in Magnificent Bastards issue 1, with his Call of Cthulhu story, drawn by the great Big Boy Robo, who is a phenomenal artist and really killed it on that. Who I miss. He's a good guy. I miss Robo. He was fun. Anyway, that was in the back of every Magnificent Bastards issue. Just that 6-page story. And again, it's not getting printed anywhere else. I say that now, but I truly believe we're not printing these anywhere else. And if we do, it'll be like a collected. You'll be the only person with this first edition print of Unconditional Shove with the Coal of Atlantis story and the Skunk Artworks print thrown in. So yeah, get in. We're gonna close it down very soon once it gets to print, and I'll make an announcement. We'll probably have a closeout stream, probably on the Broken Compass Comics channel. Have fun, drink a bits. Yeah, so that's Unconditional Shove Volume 1. So close to printing, I can taste it. And like I said, I'm working on pages for Volume 2. I'm kind of just poking at them because I got other shit. So many irons in the fire. Because another thing is, I am an ordained Universal. I just got my packet. Universal Life Church Ministries. I'm a Reverend Odin. So I can do my friend's wedding, Ryan and Audra. And they're getting married on the 1st of July. So, Fulfilling Shove and doing this wedding. I got to get those two things out of the way before I can really start focusing on getting closer to my kids, because Father's Days like this is no fun. So I don't want to go through another Father's Day like this. I got to get over there. But I got to get these things passed. Anyway, all it says about all I got, like, once again, I hope your Father's Day was awesome. And I can't remember if I mentioned it earlier in the video, but I did do a Father's Day video, or a video about fathers. If you want to hear me wax pretentious on on the role of fathers, it's not bad. It's good motivational advice, etc. One of my more popular videos, because I think it struck a nerve, but like a good nerve. You can check, search in my channel for fathers or Father's Day or fatherhood or something. I don't know. It'll be there. But I'm not going to go into a big, long motivational thing. What I will say, though, is I don't know what else. I'll say goodbye. That's all I got. Hope you're doing awesome. Goodbye.